How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Riley here, and today, yet again, yes, I am bringing you guys another brand new video here on my channel. Although I have been coming out with a lot of new topics of videos recently, today will not be a new topic of a video, I guess, because today we are actually bringing you guys another video concerning NBA hot takes. If you guys do not remember, I did make a video on this about a week ago. You guys should go check that one out if you didn't already. But if you don't want to, that's fine. I'm not going to force you, obviously. There's actually no way I can. But if you do not know what NBA hot takes is, I will briefly explain it for you guys. So like the video from last week, I will be taking Instagram posts from the Instagram account NBA Confession. I will again leave a link to it down in the description below. You guys should follow them. It's a great Instagram page. But what they do is they basically come out with a new type of NBA question that can be up for debate every single day. So I'm going to be taking a handful of them from the Instagram page again this week. I'm going to be briefly discussing them, how I feel about them, and of course you guys can leave your comments down below what you feel about certain topics as well, because it always is a good thing to hear your guys' feedback, because I always like to interact with you guys, debate with you guys in any way I can. So this is just another way that I can do this with you. But if you are returning and you did see NBA hot takes from last week, that's awesome. You guys already know how it's going to be and how it's going to go down. But for anyone new, I pretty much did just explain it, so I don't really think I have anything else to say. So without further ado, we are going to be jumping straight into it with week number 2 of NBA hot takes. All right, the first one we are grabbing off of the NBA Confession Instagram page is when Harden is hot, he is the best player in the league. All right, first off for this one, if any of you die-hard Harden fans get mad at me for this or want to interrogate me in the comment section down below, please feel free to. I want to debate. I want to talk. So if you guys have anything to say about this, please leave your comments down below. But I mean, making the comment of when Harden is hot, he is the best player in the league. I mean, yeah, when James Harden is hot and he's dropping like 50 or 60 or like 70, whatever he's been putting up, like these insane numbers recently, when he's hot and putting up numbers like that, yeah, he's going to be the best player in the league. Like, there's obviously no question about it that he will be the best when he's hot. But I mean, like, can't you say that for maybe like the top 5 or top 10 players in the NBA? Like, when they're hot, they're going to be the best player in the league at that moment. Like, I mean, that statement just kind of seems like, I don't want to say far-fetched, but it just seems like out of sorts, I guess you could say, because like, when you throw any of the top 5 or 10 players into that system, I mean, don't get me wrong, James Harden is going off. He's having a spectacular season. He's probably going to get back-to-back MVPs if he keeps up these numbers. But I have said this in recent videos. You take any of the top 10, top whatever people in the NBA, you throw them into that system where it's just him, where he's getting the ball so many times, where he's iso balling and everything. I mean, yeah, when you throw a lot of people into that system, or a handful of people into that system, I feel like they'd be able to produce the same numbers that James Harden is putting up right now. Like I said, I'm saying that not trying to downgrade James Harden in any way, because like I said, he is having one of the craziest NBA runs that we've ever seen. But I just do want to make that clear with that statement, that even though like you can say when he's hot he's the best player in the league, yeah, I do agree with the statement, but you can make that argument for a lot of people. Like when Kevin Durant's hot, he's the best player in the league. When LeBron James is hot, he's the best player in the league. Like when you're hot and you're in a top 5 category, like, yeah, you're obviously going to be the best. So yes, I do agree with that statement, but I feel like it can be applied to a lot more people than just James Harden. That's just my opinion. All right, next up on the second take of NBA hot takes, we have the Lakers will regret trading for Anthony Davis. Now, in case you haven't heard in the last 2 days that Anthony Davis has requested a trade from the New Orleans Pelicans before the end of his contract there, I am 100% convinced that you actually live under a rock, because this has been circulating around social media, SportsCenter, Instagram, Twitter, literally everything. It has just been going around that Anthony Davis has made it he hasn't yet, but he is almost pretty much going to be making it clear that he will want to sign with the Lakers going into the 2020 offseason. Now, like I said, at the time I'm making this video, he has not made that clear yet, but there have been tweets saying that him and his agent Rich Paul are going to be making that statement very shortly, that if he gets traded anywhere else, it will simply be a 1 or a 1.5 year rental depending on when he does get traded. But regarding if the Lakers will regret trading for Anthony Davis, no, they will not regret trading for Anthony Davis. Like, yeah, you will have to get rid of a fair share of your young core that you have been developing for the past 2 or 3 years. But I mean, come on, it's Anthony Davis. Like, yeah, it would suck to get rid of the young core that you have been building up for a decent amount of time to get a player like Anthony Davis, but all in all, in my opinion personally, I feel like it's well worth their while to trade for Anthony Davis no matter what the options are, no matter what you have to give up, you give it up to get Anthony Davis. I mean, yeah, granted, some of you are going to say, oh, well, you shouldn't try and trade for him because you're going to get him at the end of the 2020 season anyway. But there's an obvious reason of why they should trade for Anthony Davis sooner rather than just wait for him and sign him in the offseason. Like, yeah, if you do wait and you sign him in the offseason, you don't have to trade away any of your young prospects that you have been building up. Like, granted, they're not amazing right now, but they're getting better as time goes along, I think. But it's rather obvious that if you trade for Anthony Davis as soon as possible going into this offseason, there's actually another couple big names in this offseason that are coming up that would definitely be attracted to the idea of playing with LeBron James and Anthony Davis going into the 2019-2020 NBA season. Like, you can't deny that. If they trade for Anthony Davis and get rid of their young core players, I'm almost positive that they're going to be able to land a couple, maybe one or two good names that'll be able to fill in that roster spot when you lose Lonzo or Kuzma or Zubac or any of those players. When you lose them and you have LeBron and Anthony Davis in return going into next season, you're definitely going to get some people that are like, wow, I want to play with those guys. So all in all, final answer, no, I do not believe that they are going to regret trading for Anthony Davis if they do so before the trade deadline, February 7th. That's just final answer. No way around it. All right, here's another one. Steve Kerr won't go down as an all-time coach because he has 5 All-Stars. I mean, when you make that statement, I honestly think that's really stupid. If you agree with that, I mean, I'm sorry, but that's just how I feel. Like, I mean, I don't really care what players you have when you're an NBA coach. Like, even if he has 5 All-Stars for this 1 year, he has 5 All-Stars for this final year, and then the team is going to dissemble, or at least some pieces will. Like, Boogie will leave after this year. That's almost guaranteed. Even if the team dissembles after this year, I mean, when you look back at it, Steve Kerr will have 4 NBA championships in a 5-year span. It damn near should have been 5 NBA championships in a 5-year span, but if it weren't for LeBron James, that would be an actual thing. Should also mention Kyrie Irving. He deserves credit where it's due. Kyrie Irving is a big reason also that they came back from that 3-1 deficit. I love you, Kyrie. You definitely deserve credit there. Kyrie and LeBron, if it weren't for them, that would have been a 5-peat. But you know, honestly, when it's all said and done, like 20 years down the road, when Steve Kerr, or like 15, 10, whatever it's going to be, when Steve Kerr retires from coaching, you're going to look back at that and you're going to be like, wow, that's one of the greatest runs that the NBA has ever seen. 4 championships in a 5-year span. It's not going to matter who was on the team. I don't think the NBA Hall of Fame or the NBA, whoever considers him to be an all-time coach in the NBA, is not going to be like, oh yeah, no, we're not throwing him in there because he had these players. Like, I mean, no matter what you say, Steve Kerr, I'm pretty sure he will go down as an all-time great. He already has so many records regarding coaching that it's actually ridiculous when you look at it. But yeah, that one I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Final answer, he's definitely going to go down as an all-time coach. I feel like there's no way around it, honestly. All right, the next one. If Isaiah Thomas comes back and plays to the level he did on the Celtics, the Nuggets are the best team with the best odds to beat the Golden State Warriors this year. Now, for this one, I mean, this one's kind of tough, honestly. Like, I mean, I have been watching the Nuggets a little bit here and there this year. They are good. They are like, they just came, I don't want to say they came out of nowhere, but everything with their team is clicking this year. Like, it's so much fun to watch that team play. They are so good. I'm pretty sure right now when I'm making this video, they're second in the West right now, behind the Golden State Warriors, obviously. So, I mean, personally, I'm going to say this now. I don't think IT is going to come back and play at the same level that he did for the Celtics. I mean, that is asking a lot, especially with the recent injuries that he has been going through as a player. But, I mean, I'm addressing it as the question is, if Isaiah Thomas was to come back and play at that level, I would have to say yes. I would have to say that the Nuggets are the biggest threat to the Warriors if IT came back and played that way. Like I said, I don't think it's going to happen personally. I would love nothing more than to see it happen because that Nuggets team is on the rise. They are dangerous and they are going to be a threat for a good amount of time to come. But like I said, I don't think Isaiah Thomas is going to come back at that level. I mean, you can make the argument too that the Celtics, Raptors, even Bucks, definitely Bucks in my opinion, but those 3 teams are, one of them could be the biggest threat to the Warriors. I mean, obviously the Celtics, they haven't been clicking. You can clearly see that they are, I think, are the 5th seed in the East right now. I mean, I'm sure they'll pick it up by the end of the year, but right now they're not clicking. And the Raptors are obviously a good team, as are the Bucks. The Bucks are the 1 seed right now. The Raptors are the 2 seed, I'm pretty sure. So those 2 teams could be big threats, but I feel like if Isaiah Thomas came back and played at that level to where you have a point guard like that on your team already, like another one off the bench coming in like that, then yes, I feel like they'd be the biggest threat. So there's the final answer. I do think they'd be the best threat if IT came back and played that way, but I personally don't think he's going to come back and play at that same level. That's just my opinion. Alright, I think I'm going to cut the video here because I actually did already go longer than I expected with this NBA hot takes video. I hope you guys are enjoying this, and I hope you enjoy the fact that I'm turning it into a series. It's so much fun to talk about these takes with you guys, and hopefully you guys will leave your comments and your feedback down below because I really do want to hear what you guys have to say about these takes that I presented you with. So once again, I really hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, please make sure to go down below and slap a like on it for the hot take series. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. That's all I have to say. So once again, I thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys stick around, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.